I have two very similar hothead rocket launchers that I'll use for testing. The first has Vorpal Weapon and the second has Explosive Light. The other perk on both is tracking, so no additional damage comes from the second perk. Looking at the stats, you can see that the blast radius is almost identical. This is about as close as I can get to a direct apples to apples comparison between these two perks. To get the base damage of the hothead rocket launcher, I'm equipping my Explosive Light version and using it with no stacks of Explosive Light. Combining the two damage numbers gives 71,519, which I'll consider to be the base damage. Now back over to my Vorpal hothead. Vorpal is an easy to use perk that automatically activates against boss type enemies. Just point and shoot. The combined damage numbers equals 82,247, which represents a 15% damage increase over the base damage. Considering that Vorpal is always active against bosses, this is a really good option for heavy weapons. No effort plus 15% damage bonus equals good. Now let's compare this with Explosive Light. Explosive Light increases the blast radius and damage after picking up an orb of power. You do not have to have the weapon out when you pick up the orbs. As long as it is equipped in your heavy slot, the orbs you pick up will count toward the buff. In my testing, I discovered you can have a maximum of 6 stacks of Explosive Light. The damage with each stack does not change. The additional stacks simply gives you more buffed shots. Each shot will take away 1 stack even if you miss your target. With all that in mind, here's the damage output. Combined damage equals 89,278, which is a whopping 25% damage increase over the base. If you pick up 6 orbs of power, you'll be able to fire 6 buff rockets. In reality, I think this is a very feasible scenario. If you imagine a raid boss, you'll have one phase of doing something while a lot of enemies spawn. You and your team will generate orbs all over the place. It would be easy to max the stacks before the DPS phase begins. Additionally, this perk is on a rocket launcher and you'll probably only have around 6 rockets total. My personal opinion is that Explosive Light is the perk you want on a rocket launcher. Vorpal Weapon is a good option, but it's hard to beat a 25% damage increase that is really easy to activate. You might want to spend some time this season farming the Nightfall for a hothead with Explosive Light. There have been some hints of a rocket launcher meta next season and you'll want to have a few good options to choose from.